everyone, how are you today? Hope everything is fine with you, isn't it? Anyway, after a long vacation, we get back to our studies, right? Anyway, my name is Soumya. I am your new maths teacher. Let's start. Shall we go to our chapters? Okay. Then, in this year, our first chapter is integers. Did you heard about integers? I think you studied it before in 6th standard, right? Okay, some of you remember that one, but others no. No problem, I will explain integers. Okay. Integers means it is a bigger collection of numbers including whole numbers and their negatives. Once more, integers is a bigger collection of numbers including whole numbers and their negatives. So, we can include all the numbers in the category of integers. Okay, let's take some examples. 1, 2, -3, 0. Like this, we can take different examples for integers. Then, what do you mean by whole numbers? Whole numbers is a collection of numbers including 0 or starting with 0. So, whole numbers is the collection of numbers starting with 0. So, let's write what is whole numbers. 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. And the whole numbers can be represented using capital letter W. Did you understand what is whole numbers? Whole numbers is a collection of numbers starting from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. and it is represented using the capital letter W. Okay. Same as what do you mean by natural numbers? And what is the difference between whole numbers and natural numbers? Natural numbers is normal numbers, that is starting from 1. So, the natural numbers can be written as 1, 2, 3, etc. And the natural numbers can be represented using capital letter N. Here you can see natural number is starting with N letter, so it is represented using capital letter N. Same way, whole number is starting with W, so you can represent the set of whole numbers using capital letter W. So I will explain once more. Integers is a collection of numbers of whole numbers and their negatives. And whole numbers means the numbers starting from 0. And the natural numbers are the numbers starting from 1. I think you got it well. Okay. Then let's move to the other topic. Have you heard about number line? A number line we can use it to represent all integers. Okay. I will draw one number line for you. Then the center as 0 and the right side of the 0 will be positive numbers. So it is become 1, 2, 3, etc. And the left side become negative numbers. This is an example for number line. Here in a number line, the center integer will be 0. The right side is positive integers, that is 1, 2, 3, etc. And the left side is negative integers, that is -1, -2, -3. Okay. Here it is positive integers. This is negative integers. Then I'll give you a question for you. Can you solve it? Just write down it now. Question. This is a number line and all the integers of this number line is represented by alphabets. That is A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And C represents -1. So C is -1. And F is 2. F is 2. Then which integers will be represented by A, B, D and G? The question is which integers represented by A, B, D, E and G. Can you solve it now? I think some of you done it very fast and most of them you get the correct answer, I think. Anyway, I will explain the right answer. Okay. Here C is the -1 and F is F is 2, positive 2. Then what about the other letters? If C is -1, then D become 0, E become 1, G become 3, and what about B? B is -2, A is -3. Now we got all the right answers of every alphabets. That is A is -3, B already -2 and C already we know -1 and D is 0, E is 1, F is already given, that is 2 and G is 3. So all of you done it well. I think you understand it well. Okay. Then now let's move to another topic. How we can add two integers. That one also you already studied in 6th standard. How we can add two integers. Let's take one example. Okay. 1, 3. How we can add these two numbers? Simple. 1 plus 3, 4. Right? But the integers is a collection of negative number also. So we want to add negative number also. So some rules will be followed by addition of integers. I will explain it one by one. Okay. Then the first rule. If both numbers are positive numbers, then we can directly add the numbers. If both numbers are positive numbers, then we can directly add the numbers. For example, 3, 4. 3 plus 4 become 7. Right? This is normal addition we will do. Okay. Then rule 2. If any one of the integer is a negative number and another is a positive number, then what we will do? Then subtract the smallest number from the largest and give the symbol of largest. I will explain with an example. Let us take two numbers. Same number we can take 3 and -4. Here 3 is a positive number and 4 is a negative number. Now we want to add these two numbers. How we can do? Yes, 3 plus minus 4. Rule 2 says when one number is negative, another is positive, then we subtract the smaller number from the larger. So here smaller number is 3, larger number is 4. So 4 minus 3 become 1 and give the symbol of biggest. Here the biggest number is 4, right? And the symbol of 4 is negative. So we can give negative symbol to the answer. So the final answer is minus 1. Same like that, another example also we can consider. 3 plus 4. Here we can assign minus 4, 3. In this question, negative number is 3, positive number is 4. Same rule we can follow. Then here which number is the smallest one? 3. Which number is the biggest one? 4. Then we want to subtract these two numbers. Same like that before we done. We got the answer 1. Then give the symbol of biggest. Here the biggest number is 4, but the symbol is positive. So we just give a positive to this answer. But normally we just represented the positive number as without sign. So the answer is 1. Everybody understand? Now we are explaining the third rule of addition. We already discussed two rules. First one is both the integers are positive. Second one, if any one of the integer is negative, then what we will do? That is already explained in the second rule. Then the third rule is if both the numbers are negative, that is if both the integers are negative, then how we will add that two integers? For example, minus 3 and minus 4. Minus 3 plus minus 4. You see here minus 3. 3 is a negative number, same as 4 also a negative number. So both the numbers are negative. Then how we can add these two numbers? That is, first of all, you simply add that two numbers. That is 3 plus 4. What is the answer? 3 plus 4? 7. Then give a negative symbol to the answer. Give a negative symbol to the answer. So the final answer become minus 7. Another example, minus 20 plus minus 5. See here, here also same. Both the numbers are negative. Can you do it alone? Okay. Anyway, you got the answer, I think. Minus 20 and minus 5 will be added. Then we got minus 25 as the final answer. What we did? First of all, we add that two numbers. 20 plus 5 become 25. Then give the negative symbol. Okay. I have been shown 3 questions here on the board. Can you see it? Then following these 3 rules, you can solve these 3. You can do it in your notebook and practice this concept more well. Okay, so everybody should do these questions and solve it. Next, let's move to our next topic, that is subtraction of integers. What do you mean by subtraction of integers? Any idea? Okay, some of you know, I think, how we can subtract two integers. subtraction of integers means addition of additive inverse to the number. I will say once more, subtraction of integers means addition of additive inverse to the number. Okay, then have you heard about additive inverse? What is additive inverse? It's a simple concept. What is additive inverse? Yes, additive inverse means if a positive number will be there, then the additive inverse become a negative number. If a negative number will be there, then the additive inverse become a positive number. Okay, that is additive inverse means just make the opposite symbol of that number. For example, minus 5 has the additive inverse plus 5. 3 has the additive inverse minus 3. Minus 20 has the additive inverse 20. You can see here, minus 5 has the additive inverse plus 5. 3 has the additive inverse minus 3. Minus 20 has the additive inverse plus 20. Okay, so we just make the opposite sign of these integers, right? Then how we can subtract these two numbers, any two integers, how we can subtract? Let's take an example. 25 minus 5. Here we are going to do the subtraction method. Here two integers will be there, 25 and minus 5. 25 is a positive integer, minus 5 is a negative integer. Then which number we will take to find out the additive inverse? Some of you had the confusion, I think. Then which number we will consider for to take the additive inverse? Which number? Second number. In the case of subtraction, we only consider the second number to find out the additive inverse. Then first of all, we can find out the additive inverse of negative 5. What is the additive inverse of negative 5? Positive 5. Then subtraction method says that addition of additive inverse, that is 25 already there. Then this subtraction is changed into addition. Then we will add the additive inverse of minus 5, that is plus 5. So the question is changed into 25 plus 5. What is the answer? 30. 25 plus 5, 30. So subtraction means adding the additive inverse of the second integer. Here we take the second integer minus 5 and find out the additive inverse of minus 5. Then we got plus 5. Then we add that plus 5 to the first number. 25 is same here. This subtraction is changed into addition, and additive inverse of minus 5 is changed into plus 5. So the question is 25 plus 5. Final answer 30. I will explain one more example for you. Minus 15 minus 30. See here, minus 15 is a negative number, minus 30 also a negative number. In the case of subtraction, first of all we want to find out the additive inverse of the second number. Here the second number is minus 30. So additive inverse of minus 30 is equal to plus 30. Now we will add this 30 to the first number. What is the first number here? Minus 15. So minus 15 plus 30. Now the question is changed into addition. Now you can follow the rules of addition. Okay. So here one number is negative, another is a positive. Then what we will do in the case of addition? We will subtract the smallest number from the biggest number and give the symbol of biggest. Here smallest number is 15. Biggest number is 30. Then subtract their two numbers. 30 minus 15. The answer is 15. Then what is the symbol of biggest number? Here biggest number is plus 30. So the symbol is positive. So the answer become a positive integer. So our final answer is plus 50. Do you understand how we can subtract two integers, how we can add two integers? Yes, I think everybody understand that is well. In this topic also I will give you some questions for you. You can do it well and practice more about this concept. Okay, so I will give you one or two questions. Three questions are there. Minus 95 minus 30, 100 minus 25, minus 74 minus 11. These are the questions for you. So in your notebook you have to done it and solve it. Okay. So I will just recall whatever we studied. First of all, we says what is integers. What is integers? Integers is a larger collection of numbers including whole numbers and their respective negatives. Natural numbers are collection of normal numbers that is starting from 1, 2, 3 like that, and it is represented using capital letter N. Whole numbers are a collection of numbers that is starting with 0. So the whole numbers can be represented using capital letter W. Okay, then next, what is a number line? Number line is used to represent all integers. In the case of a number line, the center number is 0 and the right side of 0 become positive integers and the left side is become negative integers. Then I already gave one question for you regarding the number line. You can do it. Then we already told what is addition of integers, right? What is addition of integers? First of all, we follow three rules. First rule, if both the numbers are negative, first rule, if both the numbers are positive integers, then we can directly add. Second one, if any one of the integer is a negative integer, then we will subtract the smaller number from the bigger, then give the symbol of bigger. Okay. Then the third rule is, if both the numbers are negative, then we will add the two numbers and assign the symbol negative. Clear? Next, subtraction of integers. What is subtraction of integers? For subtracting two integers, first of all we want to find out additive inverse. Additive inverse of second number. So if any question you got, first of all you find out the additive inverse of the second one, then add that number to the first. So the subtraction question is changed into addition question, then you can follow the rules of addition. Understand? Now let's move to another topic, that is properties of addition. Did you heard about the properties of addition? Okay, I will explain. Properties of addition means there are some rules will be there to follow the addition. Okay, then first one, closure under addition. Our first property is closure under addition. Our first property is closure under addition. If we consider any two numbers, any two integers, take it as a and b, Then when we will add the two integers, then we got the answer also an integer. That is the property closure under addition. Let's take two integers, that is a and b. A and b are two integers. Then if we add the two integers, that is a plus b, then we got the answer an integer. Understand? Closure under addition means if we add any two integers and the result also be an integer. That is the first property, closure under addition. Okay. For example, 3 and 4. We can consider two integers 3 and 4. If we add these two integers, that is 3 plus 4, then we got the answer 7. Right? Then 7 is also an integer. Clear? If 3 and 4 will be added, then the result also an integer. That is the first property closure under addition says. Okay. Then let's move to the second property. Next one, second property, closure under subtraction. First we already discussed closure under addition. Then the second one is closure under subtraction. Same as addition, we can say, let's take any two integers a and b. Then if we subtract that two numbers, that is a minus b, then we got the result also an integer. Same as the addition rule, we can follow the subtraction also. Closure under addition and closure under subtraction is almost same, only just difference between the addition and subtraction only. Okay, if we add two numbers, then we got an integer. If we subtract two integers, then also we got a integer. That is the closure under subtraction. Associative property. Third one, associative property. First one, closure under addition. Second one, closure under subtraction. Third one, commutative property. Sorry, that is third one, commutative property. Commutative property means let a and b are any two integers, then a plus b is equal to b plus a. That is, commutative property says that let a comma b are any two integers, then we can say a plus b is equal to b plus a. If we add a to b also, if we add b to a also, we will get the same answer. For example, 2 plus 1 is equal to 1 plus 2. In these both cases, we got the answer 3. Right? So, commutative property means a plus b is equal to b plus a. Then, our fourth property is associative property. Associative property. That is our integers addition also associative. So let's consider three integers, that is a, b and c. Then a plus b plus c is equal to a plus b plus c. This is associative property. What do you mean by association? That is grouping, right? So if we group A plus B first, then you add C to that group, then same answer you will get if you group like this also. So associative property means A plus B plus C is equal to A plus B plus C. You can understand this one with an example, that is 3 plus 1 plus 4 is equal to 3 plus 1 plus 4. In these both cases you will get the same answer. So addition is associative in nature. Okay. So 3 plus 1 plus 4, you get the answer same as 3 plus 1 plus 4. Okay. Next. Our last property regarding addition and subtraction is additive identity. There are 5 properties are there in the case of addition and subtraction of integers. This is 5th property, additive identity. Which number we will consider as additive identity? What do you mean by identity? Same copy, right? So additive identity is the number 0. 0 is the additive identity. That means if any number will be add with 0, then you will get the same answer. So we can tell 0 is the additive identity. 0 is the additive identity. So let's take an integer a, then a plus 0 is equal to a. A plus 0 is equal to a. If any integer will be add with 0, then you will get the same integer a. For example, 3 plus 0, you will get 3. So this is the last property, additive identity. 0 is the additive identity. Hope everybody understand this topic clearly, I think. Then you can go through your textbook and there are more problems will be there. You can solve it and practice these contents well. Okay. Thank you. Have a nice day.